You've got the leads, you've converted them, but now what do you do? See, if you're like most mortgage brokers, the bulk of your time goes into hunting for the next client. But the most successful advisors, they know the real value isn't just in landing the deal, it's in what happens after. One well-served client can become a repeat customer, a referral source, and a long-term advocate. And that's where the compound growth begins. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to build systems and habits that turn a single transaction into compounding growth. We'll cover retention frameworks, the psychology of client loyalty, and the practical ways to generate referrals, all without being pushy or time intensive. So let's talk about the hidden cost of only chasing new leads. Now, being honest, generating leads takes time, energy, and money. Whether it's content creation, networking, or ad spend, you're constantly investing effort just to fill your pipeline. But here's what most brokers don't realize. You're actually leaking revenue from the back end of your business because you're under leveraging the clients you've already worked so hard to win. Let's just unpack some of the numbers behind some retention. Think of it like this. A first-time client may be worth, say, £1,500 to £2,000, but over a 5 to 10 year period, they could easily be worth, say, £6,000 to £10,000 in repeat business. This could be in repeat deals, protection upgrades, referrals. See, most brokers get stuck in one-off transactional thinking. They celebrate the completion, they send a quick thank you, and then they disappear. And when the client needs help again, they've either forgotten who you are, or worse, they've gone to a new broker who showed up at the right time. So why is lifetime value greater than a single commission? Well, when you shift your view from each case as a one-time payday to seeing each client as a long-term asset, your entire strategy changes. You stop chasing volume, you start building relationships, and you create consistent revenue without burning out, more importantly. Now, retention is where compounded growth lives. One client can equal 3 opportunities. It could be a remortgage or a product switch in 2 to 5 years' time. It could be a protection review or top-ups as circumstances change. And it can also be a referral to friends, colleagues, or family members. The real cost of inaction here is that if you're not following up, you're losing repeat business to competitors. You're missing moments that really matter, like birthdays or mortgage anniversaries. And you're starting from zero every single month. Now, the brokers who build retention systems, they don't just grow bigger, they grow smarter. They work with fewer leads, but convert at higher rates, and they spend less time marketing. So in the next section, we're going to show exactly how to map out your client journey to identify where these opportunities are lost and how to plug those gaps for good. So let's unpack the client journey from discovery to completion and beyond. You see, retention doesn't come from good intentions. It comes from a good system. A clear, repeatable process ensures no client gets forgotten and no opportunity is missed. Now, this is the backbone of the Mortgage Business Mastery system. And this is a structured 8-stage journey that turns your service into a business asset. Each stage is designed not just to complete a transaction, but to build trust, deepen relationships, and generate future business. Here is an overview of the journey that I teach my clients. So step 1 is awareness. The goal to this is to make potential clients aware of your existence consistently and strategically. At this stage, you're not trying to sell, you're trying to be seen. You want to think of awareness as a point where a stranger sees your name, face, or message for the very first time and thinks, this person might be able to help me. You see, it's not about getting leads immediately. It's about creating attention. It's brand visibility, not sales volume. You want to show up in their feed, in their inbox, or in their neighborhood often enough that they feel familiar by the time they need your help. Now, content here should be value-led, easy to consume, and tailored to pain points or curiosities that your audience already has. Like, can I get a mortgage if I'm self-employed? Or how much deposit do I really need? The goal is to get known by people before they're ready to move. This creates a queue of passive prospects already warmed up when they become active. Short-form video content like Instagram Reels and TikToks, these are going to be the best for this. Now, the next stage of this is nurture. Now, the goal for this is to build familiarity and connection so clients know, like, and trust you. Once someone becomes aware of you, the next step is to build a genuine relationship. And this stage is where trust begins to grow. Now, not through hard selling, but through repeated value, insights, and relatability. Now, at this point, your audience may not be ready to act, but they are watching. And that's why nurturing is all about consistent, intentional visibility. You're training your future clients to see you're the obvious choice before they even need you. And your content should show your personality, it should explain your process, and it should solve micro problems all along the way. Now, you want to use stories, emails, and casual video updates to become part of their daily scroll. Now, you want to be present, be useful, and relevant. Think of this as building a long runway before takeoff. When this time comes, they won't need to compare you to somebody else. They'll already know that you're the only one they trust. Stories and behind-the-scenes updates are the best stuff for this when it comes to nurturing your audience. The third part of the journey is the pre-qualification. And the goal of this is to screen leads to ensure they're suitable and serious. Now, this stage filters noise from opportunity. Before jumping into a discovery call, you want to make sure that the person is ready or at least worth your time. You want to use booking link systems on this, something like like Calendly, and it helps set boundaries and expectations. You're elevating yourself from someone who's just always available to a professional who operates with structure. Now, a strong pre-qualification process asks the right questions up front. So employment status, mortgage goals, all of those things. And it gives context and creates a better experience on the first call. It also reinforces that you work with intention. You're not just an order taker. Now, if someone isn't ready, route them back into your nurture system. You haven't lost a lead. You just place them in the right lane for where they are. And this actually can be automated via Calendly. Now, the fourth stage is the discovery call, which we've unpacked in other videos. Now, the goal for this is to build rapport, uncover needs, and lead with confidence. This is the turning point. Your discovery call is where you prove your professionalism and plant the seeds for future conversations. You don't just gather information, you actually lead this conversation. You show them that you have a plan and a process. Now, you want to use structure to open with rapport, then dig into those hard facts, explain your service clearly, and handle objections with calm assurance. Now, you want to introduce your value early as well, including protection. And you want to set expectations for what comes next. Now, when this is done right, this call does more than just qualify the lead. It actually positions you as the trusted advisor they've been looking for. Now, the fifth stage of this is research, and the goal for this is to validate and prep everything behind the scenes. So after the discovery call, it's time to shift to operational excellence. And this stage isn't client-facing, but it's crucial for maintaining momentum. You're gathering documents, you're verifying income, and you're prepping protection needs, and you're identifying any lender roadblocks in advance. Now, this reduces any surprises later, and it boosts your authority with the client as you explain what you're doing through your communication with them. Now, your communication should remain light touch, but it should still be consistent. Clients should feel like you haven't just disappeared, but you want to use things like WhatsApp groups and templated check-ins and process trackers to stay visible and proactive. Now, this stage keeps the client warm and the trust high, and it tells the client you're in good hands. The sixth part of the journey then should be submission, and the goal is to present the full solution and lead with protection. This is the moment you showcase your full value of advice. Now, you're not just submitting a mortgage, you're delivering a full mortgage plan and walking the client through the application and present a protection package that includes critical illness cover, income protection, life insurance, family income benefit, and also home insurance. You shouldn't ask their opinion, you should advise. Explain why each part matters and how it fits into the bigger picture. Now, protection should be normalized here, not just treated like an upsell. If you position it correctly during your discovery call, this is just the logical next step. You end the call with clarity on this, explaining what is going to happen next. Now, the next stage of the client journey is number 7, and that is the offer. Now, the goal for this is to celebrate the milestones and solidify the relationship. This is the chance to create an emotional memory, not just a checkbox. I recommend sending them some sort of personalized video to walk them through their offer pack, show excitement, celebrate their win, and use this opportunity to start gathering social proofs. For example, like asking them to leave a Google review, or even better, get a video testimonial. You want to continue with light touch follow-up with the client every 2 weeks or so until completion at this point. Now, these small check-ins, they're going to help reduce anxiety. They're going to reinforce your role as a guide, not just as a broker. Now, number 8 is post-completion, which is the main focus of the rest of this video. And this is to turn one client into 3. This is the most overlooked stage and the most profitable stage. Just because the keys are handed over doesn't mean your job is done. Follow up with a personal message couple of weeks after they've completed. And again, celebrate. Ask if there's anything has changed. Then layer in your retention system. So these are things like annual reviews, homeowner tips, deal expiry reminders. You see, you're shifting into long-term care mode at this point, where referrals and repeat business and future value is born. When you stay top of mind in thoughtful ways, you don't just retain clients, you create advocates. And my philosophy around this stuff is once a mortgage is completed, the client becomes a passive prospect again. Retention isn't a one-time act, it's a continuous cycle. This system closes the loop so your brand stays alive in their memory. By executing this journey, you shift from being a mortgage broker to becoming your client's go-to financial partner for life. Now, you understand the client journey, you know each milestone the client needs to go through so that we can systemize and standardize their service, which is the most important thing. Now, let's move on to 10 micro moments that create raving fans. So you don't need to blow your clients away with grand gestures. You just need to be thoughtful, timely, and consistent in how you show up, especially in the small moments. These micro moments are tiny, often overlooked interactions that build emotional memory. While most brokers focus on being technically accurate, the ones who build loyalty focus on how they make clients feel. So the first one is fast response times, without always being on, of course. Replying promptly to a message or a query doesn't just help practically, it creates a sense of urgency and care. Now, you can use auto responses if you want, but quick organic replies, They're a great way to acknowledge the client's question and message and to show them that you care. The second thing is clear explanations of the process. So confusion kills confidence. Take time to explain how your process works and what to expect next. Now, you want to use analogies, visual aids, or you can use things like Loom videos if needed, because clarity is a massive trust builder. The third micro moment is celebrating small wins. When a decision in principle is approved or an offer is made, don't just tick it off, celebrate it. Quick well done message or some funny gif in a WhatsApp shows you're emotionally invested, not just functionally involved. The fourth one is preemptive check-ins. So message your client before they chase you. A simple just letting you know I'm waiting on X and I'll update you as soon as it lands. That's going to build massive goodwill. The fifth one you have is sending welcome packs or thank you cards. Now, physical mail feels very rare and memorable, especially in today's digital world. A small card that is not branded, because branded looks selfish, or a new home checklist in the post can make a massive impression. Number 6 is checking in post-completion. Now, don't ghost them once the job is done. A voice note or a little WhatsApp message 2 to 3 weeks after they move in, it shows that there is ongoing care and that you actually are still invested in them. Number 7 is birthday messages or mortgage anniversaries. Now, these small touches are easy to automate via most CRMs, and they're a great way to create moments of unexpected delight within the client. Just a quick message like, I can't believe it's been a year already, that's something that can really go a long way. Number 8 is value-driven content after completion. You want to keep sending emails that offer homeowner tips, protection insights, or market updates. It's not salesy at all. It's very helpful and it keeps you top of mind. The 9th thing is refer a friend prompts. You want to make it as easy as possible for the client to refer you. A simple message like, if you know anybody like you that needs help, feel free to pass them my name along. Honestly, it means a lot to me. That's going to go a long way and the client will want to help you, especially if they like you. And the 10th one you have is holding a warm, casual, and confident tone in your voice. Now, your tone matters more than your wording. So being friendly, direct, and reassuring, this is going to massively help you stand out. And you want to avoid jargon and stiffness. Clients should feel like they're speaking with a calm and trusted professional, not some admin robot, which, by the way, many mortgage advisors can actually be like. Each of these touch points is small on its own, but together they add up to a brand that clients remember, trust, and more importantly, talk about. And these aren't just customer service tactics. They're actually client experience strategies, and they're one of the most powerful ways to turn one deal into multiple opportunities. Now, everybody is always asking me about automation, so let's talk about automating without losing that personal touch. Now, consistency builds trust, but doing it manually can burn you out significantly, and that's why automation is definitely one of the smartest ways to maintain a high level of client care without sacrificing all of your time. Now, the key is to automate the structure, then personalize the execution. So here's how I recommend doing it. So one of the things you can do is post-completion nurture emails. Set up a simple 12-month sequence in your CRM to deliver these monthly homeowner tips, protection reminders, and lifestyle content. So topics might include things like how to review your home insurance annually, what happens if interest rates change, how to stay financially resilient with a young family. You see, you're staying helpful, not salesy, and you keep your brand relevant. Another thing you can automate is mortgage review reminders. Now, set up an automated reminder that notifies clients, say 6 to 9 months before your client's fixed deal expires. Now, this gives you plenty of time to check in personally, book in a re-engagement call with them, or position your protection review if that is needed. You can even use WhatsApp voice notes to add a personal touch to this to make it feel even more personal if the reminder comes to you directly. Now, when it comes to CRM tools I recommend to do this, I actually use Go High Level for this. I use it myself for my business and my client's business, and it allows them to build campaigns, tag clients properly, segment them by product type, deal expiry, the whole lot. If you set it once, you can tweak it all up. It's pretty complex to use, but once you learn how to use it, it's an absolute game changer now for you. If you want to do a 14-day trial on this, there's a link in the description. I'll put it in there right now. And full transparency, it is an affiliate link. So if you do choose to go ahead, I will make a very small commission on that. Now, the result of these automations is you're building brand equity over time. You're not starting from scratch every time you need to generate leads. You're also proving to your clients that working with you isn't just a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing relationship. And automation makes that much easier. Now, automation shouldn't feel cold, though. When it's done right, it should feel intentional, it should feel intelligent, and it should feel deeply human. So how do we turn clients into a referral engine? You see, referrals are the holy grail of any service-based business, but most mortgage brokers wait passively, hoping a client will think of them when a friend needs help. But the truth here is if you want referrals, you need to design for them. So here's how you turn your satisfied client into active promoters. So the first thing is ask, but ask the right way. The biggest mistake most brokers make is waiting for the perfect moment to ask for a referral. The reality is there is no perfect time, but there are better ways to ask. Asking when emotions are high, after the offer lands, for example, or when the keys are handed over, that's a great time. You can also use prompts that lower pressure. For example, if you know anyone like you who's just starting on this process, feel free to send them my way. Another thing is make it about the other person. I'd love to help your friends avoid the stress that you had. These are all ways that you can get more referrals. Now, the other thing you want to do is make referring easy. Most people won't refer because they don't know how to. You need to remove friction. You can use social media. If you post about your move, feel free to tag me. I'd love to say congratulations. And you can even include a refer a friend line in your emails with a link to your booking link designed purely for referrals so you can track them. Now, you want to reward with appreciation, not bribes. See, clients refer because they had a great experience, not because they wanted a £50 Amazon voucher. Now, you still should acknowledge it. A handwritten card or a voice note is more than enough to make them feel appreciated. It's not about the size of the reward. It's about reinforcing the feeling that their gesture mattered. So then how do you turn testimonials into referral assets? Now, if someone leaves a 5-star review, follow up and ask, would you be happy for me to turn it into a case study? Or can I share that on social media? You see, referrals grow when you build social proof loops. Every review, every case study is a billboard to your brand. Plus, when you ask their permission, you're reinforcing that relationship with them again. Now, the bottom line for this is that referrals don't come from being good. They come from being unforgettable. When you ask with confidence, remove the friction, and show gratitude, you create a steady flow of clients who become pre-sold and they're absolutely ready to say yes. Now, if you've made it this far through the video, you already know that retention and referrals are true engines of a sustainable mortgage business. But what if you're ready to scale now beyond just yourself? The next step is turning these client experience systems into a business infrastructure, something that works whether you're solo or managing a growing team. So in the next video in this series, we're going to explore my staff framework, which is a proven system for scaling your mortgage business with structure, delegation, and efficiency. It's on screen right now, so give it a click.